Okay, welcome to part 2 of our 4-part series on in section 2.4. This next part is going to be about standard form and writing equations that are in standard form. All right, so a way standard form works is A and B are on the same side, and typically A is positive. That part is kind of controversial. It depends on like the test or the assessment, but generally A is positive. All right, so that's how I'm going to do it in this lesson, but know that there's kind of like multiple answers, and sometimes A doesn't have to be positive depending on sort of the question or the test. Okay, so X and Y will be on the same side, and then these parts, A will be positive, and then typically also these will be non-fraction and non-decimal, and we'll kind of talk about that. Like this question has a fraction here, we'll talk about how to deal with that like we did the other day. So at any rate, if you want to copy down standard form, if you don't already have it, jot it down quick before moving on. Okay, so our first question is to take, this is in slope-intercept form, right? We're in y equals mx plus b form, and we want to convert it to standard form. So we have to get x and y on the same side, and then also get rid of this fraction part here. All right, so you can do it kind of whatever order you want. To be honest, I'm going to hate on fractions here a little bit and say, I would actually deal with that fraction first. And we talked about the other day where see if you can remember how could you turn this into a problem where there's no longer this fraction here. All right, and the answer is you want to get rid of this divide 5. This is 2 divided by 5. So you can cancel out divide 5 by just timesing by 5. Okay, and so you're going to take everything times 5, giving us 5y on the left. And then on the right-hand side, this will actually become 10 over 5, which just reduces to 2. Right, so that just becomes 2x. And the idea is this divide 5 cancels with the times 5. And then multiply the negative 3 by 5, so you get negative 15. Okay, so now to get standard form, we just need x on the other side. So minus 2x from both sides. Right, and technically it's like 5y minus 2x equals negative 15. Right, and then if we want to clean it up a little bit, typically the x part goes first, so minus 2 stays with the x, 5y equals minus 15. Okay, and on certain tests, this might actually be the final answer, right? But know that there's like an alternate version of this answer where it'd be the exact same equation except a would be positive, and to obtain that, you just multiply everything by -1. And then it just flips the sign. So you have a minus 2x, sorry, positive 2x, minus 5y, and then a positive 15. Okay, so either one of those last two lines would be a correct answer. All right, one more for you to practice. Pause the video and then I'll go through it with you. All right, here we go. So again, I would deal with the fraction first, 1 divided by 2. So if I want to get rid of divide by 2, I just take everything times 2. So 2y on this side, and then on the other side, again, this would become like negative 2 over 2, and that'll just reduce to -1. So this divide 2 cancels with that multiply 2. Okay, 11 times 2 is 22. All right, and now I need to have x, y on the same side. So in this case, we just add 1x, add 1x. And so I'm just going to rewrite it in its normal form, like 1x plus 2y equals 22, and we're done. All right, at this point, we don't have any fractions and decimals, and also a is positive. There's our final answer. We converted from slope-intercept form down into standard form. All right, and this, if you figure out this word integer, integer just means non-decimal, non-fraction. Right, so it just means that like this, these coefficients, this 1 and this 2 are non-decimal, non-fraction, right? And you have to, here we just got rid of the fraction by just multiplying by 2. So that's all that means by integer. No decimals, no fractions. All right, I got one quick summary question for you. When you have lines, you have 3 different forms: slope, intercept, point slope, standard. And the reason why there's so many forms is some are easier depending on the situation. So just take a minute and think, in this particular situation, which of these would be the easiest to write the equation given this information? All right, so hopefully identify point slope is the best because we have a point, right? And you can, any point we want can be x little 1, y little 1. And we already have the slope of -3. So boom, you can just write it right away. right? So minus -3 becomes a plus, equals our slope of -3, and then x minus x little 1 of 2, and boom, there's our answer, right? And that's going to be a lot faster than any of the other forms. We could certainly convert it if we needed to, but it's just fast.